All right, let's test this is working. Hey, Scott, how are you, mate? Is this working or what? Oh, are they? Okay, that's right. Video and audio are good. Let's see how that is now. I don't believe it. Hey, Zed, how are you, mate? Good morning. Pub test, how are you, mate? Thanks for your help. I don't believe it. We've actually had a positive to come out of streaming in the last week. So, hey, pub test. Sly Stealth, how are you, bud? Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the stream. Okay, everyone. Well, here we are. We're going to try and actually do a full stream in the theme of yesterday. We're fishing a local river that we normally fish. We have got access to private property. High tide's in about, what time is it now? Another 2 hours. So we're sort of at the right time. I would have liked to have been here earlier, but hey, you know, I'm getting old. I don't care anymore. So, Beats, how are you? Kia ora, Kiwi Aaron, how are you, mate? I'll sort out all the titles and everything in a second. Agent Cal Gibbs, welcome, welcome, welcome. Fantastic. I don't believe it. We've actually got something that's working, fam. Now, what we'll do, I'm just going to grab the laptop and start sorting out a few things on YouTube and Twitch. Unfortunately, I can only do that once we go live. So just bear with me for a minute. And then what we're going to do today is we're going to do a complete stream on how to fish a river using bait, hard-bodied lures, soft plastics, and fly fishing tackle. Wouldn't it be good for once if we could actually, you know, because this is live, people. This is real life footage. I'm not going to do 12 trips, catch a different brim, put it together, and then go, look at me. I'm amazing, because I'm not, right? So we're going to see if we can do it live today. If we can't do it in this river, there is actually one river I know where we can do it, right? And we'll be heading down there this week. The other thing is too, we've had a change in the weather. So see all these ripples on the water here? That's good because that's how rivers get oxygenated. So we've got a bit of a northwester coming in at the moment. It's swinging between northeasterly and northwesterly. With all this wind blowing on the water, that's going to oxygenate it. Hopefully that gets the fish fired up. And hopefully we can catch some live on stream. Tony Clams, how are you, bud? Welcome, everyone. Thanks very much for the support. And I'll be straight up with you. With all the technical difficulties that I've been having with Streamlabs and the like, I was ready. You asked Pub Test. I was on the phone to him this morning. I was ready to delete everything today. It's going to delete all the Twitch channels, delete all the YouTube channels, delete the Discord, the whole lot, and just disappear. Yeah. Okay. But thankfully, through Pub Test's effort this morning, I think I've changed my mind, which is good. Okay, so, Cam, how are you, mate? Killer Reflex, how are you, bud? Guys, Ralph, welcome, welcome, welcome. Just excuse me momentarily, but what we'll do, this is a fishing stream, right? This is a fishing channel, so I've got more technology than I know what to do with at the moment, right? Now, JJ Pippin Fresh, how are you, mate? Hey, look, does everybody remember the movie The Adventures of Ford Fairlane? And he's at the party with the guy, and the guy goes, this industry's that corrupt, you know what, in the punch? I'm that guy right at this moment. Now, I really am. All right. So, Sly Stealth, thanks, mate. We try, bud. But look, for those of you that are budding streamers, I'm trying StreamYard for the first time today. So what I have is I have StreamYard here. You're able to multi-stream to multiple platforms. I'm on the $49 US plan. Best $49 US I'm spending in a month ever. And the stream's stable. Everything's good. There's no fluctuation, nothing. I'm actually in shock. Big shout out to Pub Test. People, put your link in the chat there, Scott, okay? Oh, Sean. Brother Gresso. Hello, my friend. We need to chat. I'm going to be sending you a fly rod in the next 6 weeks, okay? Waiting for the samples to come over. I've got the first lot coming through, then I'm doing the an order, Brother Gress, and I've got one with your name on it. Oh, Sean, you're welcome, mate. I hope that your back gets better, bud. Yeah, back injuries are terrible. They're just terrible. For those of you that are new here, Pub Test, can you type in !YT, right? That'll give you a link to our awesome YouTube channel, all right? All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Sammy P, how are you, bud? All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, once again, all right, I don't need to have that in 1080p. Thank you. I could never do that on Streamlabs. Right. Excellent. This is good. All right. Oh, congratulations, Stealth. Hey, can we have Sly Stealth? Just message Pub Test and put the link to your daughter's channel in chat, please. Right. All right. Now, for all the budding fishers out there, okay, and Pub Test knows what's about to happen with this, right? So with all the budding fishers out there, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, now, there is an undiagnosed condition in fishing that really has no cure. It's more of an ongoing treatment. And you know, when you see them and they go, oh, and they strike too early and all the rest of the stuff and they don't even get anywhere near the fish, that's called premature hookulation. No cure for it. You can only treat it ongoing. We'll show you how to do that treatment here on this stream, okay? Every time you watch. So, let's, and I'm hoping you clicked that, Scotty, all right? So, yeah. Thank you very, very much. It's true. Haven't you seen them? Like those bass fishers, you know? They sit there and the bat just goes boom with the nose and it's like, oh! And then the like spinnerbait launches through the air and nearly takes out their head. Very funny. All right. So, first things first. Hey there, Kev, because I gave partnership back. Now, people, what's happened is on Friday was the 1st of July, which was the first of the new year. My accountant absolutely ripped me because, as you're well aware, I've been streaming for free on the old platform. Oh, well, I left last year in June and sort of came back when I got messaged by members of the community. So Australis Fishing will always be free, but I can't really claim all the expenses I've claimed this year unless I'm getting something in, apparently some form of, you know, return. So Australis TV is going to be the new channel, right? We're never going to go for partner. We might reach affiliate. I'm still talking with the account at the moment. Well, worst comes to worst, we have our old online store opening up again in September. If you're a member on our wonderful YouTube channel, you get 5% off in the shop. And if we decide to go to affiliate on Australis TV, I'm still going to see how to figure it out and that sort of stuff, right? You'll get another 5%. And that includes specials. So then that way you actually get something tangible back for your hard-earned money. Okay? So, but verification's not important. All right. Thank you to the 10 viewers that are on YouTube. Okay? I would really appreciate it. Everybody watching on Twitch went across and subscribed for free on YouTube. Thank you very much to the 64 viewers that are in here. Okay, and thank you very much to the viewers on both YouTube and Twitch. Now, first things first, usually everybody starts fishing rivers, okay? And this is basically going to be a rehash of our stream yesterday for our great people on YouTube. I'm really sorry if it gets a bit boring, but I would like to just do what we did yesterday on the stream and try and do a complete stream. And what we're going to be doing, people, after we finish our YouTube stream, we'll be doing an edit of the YouTube stream and uploading it as a VOD. Do you mind? Did you see that little bugger? Yeah, you. Hey, that way. Oh, well, at least I know that I'm worth you-know-what on. So, yeah, we'll be doing a edit of the YouTube live stream and posting that as a VOD, which is what we will be doing from now on. So for those of you that are interested, okay, we'll be live streaming. We're probably going to go back to live streaming 5 or 6 days a week, but it's going to be a variety of different subjects. We'll be doing a lot of fishing, obviously, because that's what we do, but we'll be doing a lot more technical stuff. So there'll be fly tying, knots, rigs, specs, and all that sort of stuff. Now, I'm going to give you some advice about fishing before we go any further, okay? So, with your fishing, don't get sucked into thinking that you need to spend massive dollars to get good gear, okay? That's not the case, all right? You look after the pennies, the pounds look after themselves, okay? Only buy what you can afford. Don't, and I've done it when I was in the tackle trade. Oh, I need that $300 rod. You don't need a dollar value. You need a product, okay? So the stuff that I use is not expensive, but I've got a heap of products coming over, hopefully by October, November, that I've designed overseas. I'm waiting for the samples. Once the samples get here, I'm going to try and kill them live on stream. If they pass the streaming test, they get put into the shop. If they don't pass the streaming test, they get sent back with the please explain, okay? So, all right. Now, first things first, bait. Oh, it's a bit of glare. That would be, oh, let me come in. Oh, that's from the webcam, okay? Yeah, that's exactly right. So, now, pub test, I'll be straight up with you, mate. You don't know how refreshing it is to have a stable stream. Aussie Welsh, how are you, bud? Good to see you, mate. Aussie Welsh, one a long-time supporter and pioneer of the channel. Rocky Green, how are you, bud? So, this is a $60 Shimano rod, 2-piece, 6 foot. And this is a qualia reel, which we will be selling on the website, okay? So, as I explained yesterday, and I'll go through again, when you're fishing baits, right, there are, well, basically 4 different rigs you can use with either no sinker or float, a sinker down the bottom, or a sinker in between you and your bait. But in saying that, the float rig is the same sort of profile as the sinker rig. So, remember that on our streams, people, all views that I share with you are my own, right? And they're just based on experience. Unless I've done something or I don't use it myself, I don't recommend it. So, my standard rig for brim fishing, okay? And this is the rig. Phil, how are you, bud? Yeah, no dramas, Phil. And we'll be doing an edit of the upload, mate, okay? Good to see you, Phil. Hope everything's good at home, mate. So, that's about 50 centimetres of 15-pound line. Now, a lot of the tournament anglers use 6-pound fluorocarbon as their leader for brim. I think that's too light, personally. The lightest I'd probably go is 10. You could catch every single brim that swims if you don't get snagged on it using 10 or 12-pound leader. Don't make the mistake of using line that's too heavy. The other thing is, too, don't try and use swivels that are too big for the line that you're using, okay? Thanks, Gress. Yeah, Gress, that was 3 years ago now, wasn't it? And we'll be doing a lot of stuff. And with the flies that we're tying on stream, they'll be available for sale as well. And I've also got a heap of homemade spinners that are going into a shop too, okay? Now, one thing I do here, see how small that little swivel is there? Right, that's tiny. Because of the size of the chamber on this sinker, right, that would actually slide over the swivel. So what I've done is I just put a little bead there, and that stops the the sinker slamming into the swivel, right? Now, with hooks, I'm a firm believer, big fish, big bait, big hook, okay? But this is a size 2 suicide hook. It's not chemically sharpened. It's just a nice little, hook that you can sharpen, right? If you use size 8, size 6, and size 4, you'll catch everything that swims, but you'll catch a lot more smaller fish. You increase your hook size, the number of fish you catch may drop off a bit, but the size of the fish that you catch increases. I'll be sending you some more, Gress. Don't you worry about that, mate. I'll be tying them live on stream for you. Now, what happens is, yeah, never ask location, Waldo. All right? Never ask location, bud. Yeah, because with terms of service, that's technically me doxing myself, and I can go for that, so don't ask. All right. So, I use larger hooks so I don't catch small fish, right? And you can tell if a streamer's using smaller hooks to catch a lot of fish, because they'll catch all sorts of small fish, you know? So anyway, right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to bait up. Now, one of the most underrated baits in fishing is the humble. Hey there, Arch. Welcome to the stream, bud. Right, so what I've done here is I've just cut the tail off this muley. Now, the good thing about that is I can use this for bream. I can use that for mulloway, but I won't be, because I don't use muleys anymore. I use another bait, which I'll show you later, okay? Now, welcome, Arch. Now, see this? Look at this. We have the tail section of the muley. So most fish are a darker shade on top and a lighter shade underneath. And obviously we have a backbone in there, right? So let me show you how to bait this correctly. What you do, right, is you always try and put your, everyone pays for bait, Keb, but I chose to pay for the bait, mate. That's the difference. So what we'll have here, the backbone of the fish sort of goes along the middle there. So what you do, always try and put your hooks through your bait twice. So what I've done is I've put that hook right through there, okay, on the underside of the backbone, or on the upper side now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bend over the backbone, put that back in there, and what I've got is I've actually got the bend of the hook. That's the way, Phil. Right. See that there? Right, so what I've done is the main part of the hook is over the backbone of the bait, so I'm not going to like lose that at all. Now, can that see me in here? I think it can or not. All right, this is good. Let's go here. All right, so check this out, right? So what I'm going to do is we've got a little snag in here, just in this section here, right? Now, just in here, right, I know that there's a fish. So what I'm going to do is, actually no, if I try and hook it there, I'll get snagged. Right. Let me just chuck this down here, like so. Okay, whoops, that's a bit high. Tell you what, this is a much better system. All right. Right. So when you're getting ready to cast, famo, what you got to do, okay, is you got to figure out how you're going to bring a fish in if you hook a fish. See how this river's filling up? We've got so much water in this river, it's fantastic. So what I've done is I've just cast that near that snag over there. Right. There was a fish here yesterday on the stream that I couldn't like hook and land for the life of me. I've got the drag set quite heavy. What I'm going to do is while I'm chatting with you, I'm going to sit here and see if we can get this fish. Right. Now, whatever you do, don't lift the rod tip up and down and make your bait move, right? So I'm going to put the butt of the rod on the sleeve of my shirt. I'm going to hold my arm out straight, and when this fish takes this bait, if it takes it, I'm going to set the drag straight away on this fish, okay? Now this line's starting to straighten up a bit, which is a good sign. Come on. Your really big brim will sometimes pick up a bait, then drop it, pick up a bait, then drop it, okay? Your smaller fish sometimes hit it. Personally, as soon as I feel a bite, I like to set the hook. A lot of the old fishers used to like brim to let them swim off with a bait and that, but I had more success. You're never going to land every brim that you hook, famo, right? So let's just hang on a second. And the good thing about your line is the line is a good visual indicator if you've hooked a fish as well. Come on, mate. Well, that was pretty good. We had a bump pretty early there. And obviously, if you see your line go dead straight and it starts vibrating like a guitar string, you know you've got a good fish on there, you know. Now, this isn't overly expensive tackle, people. It doesn't need to be, okay? Excuse me. I'll tell you what, pub test, this like noise reduction on StreamYard is good. I've got the generator over there running the laptop. So, come on. If you're going to move, open your bail arm, right, and let the line out. Once you've set the bait in the water, okay, once you set the bait in the water, don't move it. Hey there, Hawkster, how are you? SoCal, how are you, mate? Oh, yeah. That's exactly right, SoCal. Welcome, mate. Oh, excellent. That's working well. Winter's that time of the year when you'll catch a lot of your larger brim, especially winter leading into spring, because in the spring they tend to spawn, and when they're in spawning mode, they're quite voracious with their appetite, you know. So I don't know how we're going to go today, though, but we'll find out. Yeah. Oh, okay. What I might do is, let's just chuck that in there, like so, and see how that goes. All right. Snowy, how are you, bud? YouTube and Twitch. Thanks, Stax. All right, people, so we've cast our first bait in for the day. Let's see what happens. I normally like to just put the rod down, okay, and leave it in a little rod holder or on a stick or something, but we'll find out. Now, what happened there? I think we had a little bite there, Famo. Yeah, something's had a little nibble on that. Let's just change our tactics a bit. I need to get right onto this. Hang on. Not yet, Snowy. We're just about to. You've got to remember too, as the water levels change in your river, you need to change your tactics. Okay? I'll give you a little rundown on the best place to cast to when you're fishing a river, fam, because a lot of people will cast in the wrong position and then wonder why they're not catching any fish. We did have a massive fish kill in this river again this year, so we're just going to leave this here. Right, so what I'll do is I'll just leave that there like that. Gripper, how are you, bud? Yeah, we're multi-streaming at the moment, Rocky. So people, when you're fishing a river, right, what you need to do is find structure. Now, I know that there's a little snag out there, okay? So what I've done is, because we've got the tide coming in, right? So where I am on the river, whoops. So where I am on the river at the moment, the tide's coming in and it's filling up, right? So there's actually not that much water movement, so I'm not too bad. But if you've got a river flowing this way and you've got a snag, what you've got to do is you've got to cast upstream of where the water is flowing from, because you've got to remember, a sinker will just sit on the bottom, and because water's got friction, it'll grab your bait and swing it round into the current, okay? So just say this tree here is the structure that we're fishing for. If the river's flowing this way and you've got a 50 centimetre leader like I have, right, what you do is you cast upstream of it so the sinker sits, and then when your bait lands, it'll swing round and head towards your snag. Correspondingly, if there's an outgoing tide and your water's flowing this way, cast this side of it, your sinker will sit there, and then your bait will swing round into the snag, people. Okay? So that's why you always cast to the correct position. So if you want to catch fish, you need to find structure. And shade is important too. Oh, we've got a bite straight away. Get out of there. Oh, come on. First fish of the season, famo. That bite was that savage, it knocked the webcam over. Check this out. Old Faithful, how are you, bud? Sorry about that, fam. Look at that for a healthy fish, hey? Told you it works. So, let's check this out. First bream of the year. There you go, people. Proof's in the pudding. Woo-hoo! 41. Not bad. Alrighty, so a little clip would be appreciated. There we go. See you, bud. Yeah, off you go. That's a beautifully healthy fish. Rightio. So, one down. Boom. There we go. You saw his cow. So, see, people, it works, doesn't it? So, we've got our first fish on bait. Sorry about that, because when the rod launched out from the back of the ute, knocked the webcam over. Oh. Yeah, now, Gress, good point. What we're going to do is we're going to see how many fish are on this snag. Then once we see how many fish are on this snag, then we're going to move around. And then what I'll do is I'll get a hard-bodied lure, but that was a good, healthy fish. Yeah, that's right, Snowy. Oh. And it's nice to see fish so healthy and clean, you know? Tell you what, hitting 40 first fish is a good sign. Right. Oh. And loving it. Yeah, we'll see how we go, mate. We catch and release everything on this channel, people. You know, so Right, now, I'm just going to see how many more fish are on there. That fought really well. I'm really sorry that you didn't see that because the cam got knocked over. I didn't realise. So once again, what I'm going to do, now that fish swam off that way, right? So hopefully it hasn't told everyone what's been happening. I'm just going to position this in the correct position. Nice, there we go again. Now the good thing about that is, oh, I better hold this, eh? That way. I'm just going to get a another wipe and clean this webcam because it's a bit grubby after that fish. Kyle, how are you, bud? Oh, we'll see, old faithful. We'll see, hopefully. All we can do, look, once you figure out your fishing, famo, just do the same thing. Just excuse me for a second. Oh, it's disgusting. That's better. Yeah, we'll see about that, Gress. We'll get it done, mate. Rightio. Beautiful. Ah, much better. Just going to keep that there. Right, so we've got our first fish off that snag. There usually is one always here. Okay, so let's just go in there. So this snag that I'm fishing here, what I did is I cast here, pulled the line back in. Kyle, how are you, bud? And then what I did is I let the bait swing into the snag, okay? And what I'll do now is we'll give that another couple of minutes, but that was a good hit. Beautiful, strong fish. Do you see how well conditioned it was too? Alrighty, now just give me a second. I can't believe how stable this stream is, people. Cthulhu, how are you? Mate, don't worry about it, bud. If there's a fish there, you'll know about it because the rod is going to launch like a javelin at the water. Okay, so... Kyle Effect, welcome. We've got a first-time chatter in the stream. People, please make them feel welcome. Okay? You reckon? Hey, Kiwi Aaron, when we get the kayak, I'm going to show you trophy brim, mate. Brim, when they get to about 48, 49 centimetres, they get a bit higher and a bit thicker, right? That wasn't too bad. You could see it was quite a chunky fish by its profile. But, yeah, when we get the kayak, we're going to head down south. I've got spots down there. You've got to see it to believe it. There's one spot that no one fishes, right? Well, Hawkstar, the good thing about that is, bud, I let that go, and it wasn't out of the water for too long. I didn't slam it on the bank. I didn't slam it on anything. I held it and cushioned it, right? And then I just plonked it in the water. I plonked it on the measure, straight back in the water. When it gets left out of the water for too long and people are too busy reading chat to worry about the brim, right, that's what hurts them. So what we may as well do, let's try and get one on a hard-bodied lure while we're here. Boom. And while I'm here, just excuse me for a second, people. I've got to do a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you to the 10 people that are watching on YouTube. Don't forget to leave a like. Thank you very, very much. That's right, Snowy. I've got Albert. His name's Eric. How are you, Eric? Another first-time viewer in chat. Now, people, can you please go and subscribe for free on YouTube? Right. I know the beanie's been drawn, Gripper. The beanie's been drawn, okay? We've got a new giveaway at the moment, but I'll do another combined stream tonight now that I know this StreamYard is working. All right? Yes, a gentleman from New Zealand won it, which is really good. Okay? So, we haven't had a bite for 5 or 10 minutes, so I can effectively say there was one brim, okay, on that snag. So now what we need to do is reevaluate, okay? So, I'll tell you a bit later, Addict Tackle. I want to make sure everything's sorted before I comment on that. Hey, Brett Hodgson, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. Oh. So I'll get all that finalised, and then what I will do is comment from there. Now, I haven't heard any boats today, which is a good thing. Now that we've done this short range presentation, what I'm going to do, right, now, see how we've had this fresh branch that's dropped down here, right? What I need to do, take a bit of time out to figure out where you're going to cast and how you're going to cast, people. Okay, this has got to be a fairly flat cast for me. Hang on, let's go through here, nice. All right, so I've managed to get that in the right spot. What I did is I turned the rod horizontal and I came in on a parallel plane to the water. I picked the angle through the snag there and there. What I managed to do was get a nice flat cast in between this first branch and the second one, and it's sitting beautifully because the water's flowing this way, so the bait swung around into the snag, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually quite surprised that I haven't lost a fishing rod before, Famo. I think I had when I was younger, but not, not that I'm an adult now. Right. I'll never get that out. Hey, why not? Let's chuck it in here. Good work. Get in there, son. Yeah, there you go. Ah, beautiful. Lovely, in fact. There we go. Rack, how are ya? World Cat, welcome. How's life treating you, Rack? 1023 Nick, welcome. That's exactly right, Brett. But we're on private property, mate. So with the private property, we have the luxury of being able, Europrop. Oh, don't worry, we're going back to the beach this week. Probably Wednesday or Thursday, we'll go and try and put a hook in that mulloway that I saw on the stream the other day that I didn't tell anyone about. Now, people, when you buy your fishing tackle, okay, stuff that you fish for bream, you can also use for redfin perch and trout and other freshwater species, right? And with your soft plastics gear, okay, you can use the same soft plastics rod and reel setup for hard bodies as well as soft plastics. So something like that. Now this is I think it's a Xeric suspending lure. With your bream, you need to use lures that suspend. A lot of the floating lures and the sinking lures don't really sort of work as well as these suspending lures. So with a suspending lure, I can cast it out and I can let it get to a certain depth. Then when I start retrieving it, what happens is when I stop, okay, it'll stay in the position that it's in the water and sit there. It won't float and it won't sink. It might move a little bit, but what it'll do is it just suspends at the water level that it's at and give it, hey there, CJ Clark, how are you, mate? It'll give it a far more natural appearance in the water. Now, this is the same rod that I use soft plastics on, okay? And what we're going to do is, I use the same setup too. But first things first, I'm going to leave that bait out of the way, right? Got a beautiful high tide. All right, so I'm going to let this sink. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, you've got to work the lures and soft plastic. Okay. These are the lures that the tournament anglers use. Okay. And the good thing about it is when you've got a bait in the water, right, and you don't know what else is out there, lures are a really good way to just be busy while you're fishing and waiting for a bite. This has got such a lifelike action in the water. It's fantastic. All right, let's go again. Oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Come here. See, I'm using a natural coloured braid, so I didn't see where that was. If I had the yellow braid like I normally do, I would have been fine. Hopefully nothing bites while I'm doing this. All right. Hello, Pyro. How are you, bud? Oh, Euro Prop, you've just got to pick which way you're casting and fishing, mate. Now, see how this wind has come up? Right, see how this wind has come up. With this wind coming up, we might have a bit of difficulty casting the hard-bodied lures because of wind resistance. What we do is we'll just swap to the soft plastic, okay? All right. That was a good fish, that first one, fam. And look, winter's your brim fishing time, okay? Winter's your brim fishing time, fam, for sure. Rightio. Now. That was actually not a good cast, but that's all right. We'll get there. Might need a different profile. Do you see the extra distance I got on that cast then? Because you did a little bit of a pendulum cast. Oh, hang on, what happened there? Rightio. So we've got our bait in the water working. Now what we'll do is just use our lures. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is... Hey, Rocky, no, not on. Australis fishing is always going to be free, mate. I did get ripped by the accountant, though, because if you're going to try and claim expenses from streaming, you've got to be sort of bringing in something, which we haven't done for nearly a year. But that's all right. Australis TV is coming on board. So if you go to Australis TV, famo, that's the new channel. This is going to be used as a channel to promote products on the website. And I've got more stuff coming up for viewers too. All right, let's go in here now. I'm going to swap this microphone over to the right-hand side, like so. And what we might do is we might switch to the purple hard body. Okay, so let's go. Right, this is going to be interesting. Good cast. Now I'm going to bring this right in along this snag, fam. And if there's something at the snag, oh dear. I think that might have been a little bit more of a territorial strike than an actual proper strike. Wow, that was a good hit. Must have hit it side on and it didn't hook up. Let's go again. Now, you got to remember too, when you're casting, right, always practice your cast in these tighter situations. Now, the more accurate the cast you want to do, right, the shorter the distance between your lure and your rod tip. See that there? Okay, let's go in again. Hang on. Right. So I can actually feel the swivel in there. The longer the distance, the more chance you have of failure because you'll have a bigger loop when you go to cast the rod. All right? So let's go again. Beautiful. This is coming in at the right angle, everything. Nice. Okay. Good work. All right. Just give me a second, people. Okay, just give me a second. You're welcome, Slide Health. Okay. Now, the other thing is, too, people, we now have merch available. Okay, we have the Australis TV shirts, but we're just going to have to wait until we get the website. Just going to have to wait until we get the website up and running before we make them available, okay? All right. CJ, how's your day going, mate? You well? Let's bring that in here now. Let's bring that in here. Zati, how are you, bud? Is that an Origi? Is that Divock on there? I'm a Liverpool supporter too. Have been for a very long time. Let's just bring that through there. Good work. Okay, now. Get out of there. Oh, let go. All right. So what we've got here, we're in a bit of a dilemma. I can't quite cast this lure far enough across the other side of the river to fish the snags. So what we're going to need to do, right, is just change things up again. Oh, hello. Little fish just swam up behind the lure. That's pretty good. Come on again. Just going to do a quick pendulum cast to see if I can get a bit of extra distance, right? Yeah, a bit better. Now, So we've actually landed a fish on the bait, and we've had a hit on the lure. So pretty good. That's on the money, right? That's on the money. Okay. It's pretty deep out there, so I'm going to have the rod tip down. Oops. Bugger. Right, let's put this away. We'll try soft plastic. Yeah, I hear you, mate. Bit of a super sub, Dibok. Bit of a super sub, old Dibok. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fish soft plastics now. We don't have enough weight in here to get this lure across the river. Right? Yes, Rocky. Okay, now, this is what we're going to do, right? What I've done is I've just cut the leader here, so I'm going to show you just a couple of basic knots, okay? So what we've done here is I've joined some fluorocarbon, about 10-pound or 12-pound fluorocarbon, to the braid that's on this reel. Okay, I'm using a very small crane swivel there, breaking strain of about 30 pound. So, excuse me, bamboozled, how are you, bud? A very basic knot. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, whoops, 5, 6, 7 times around the line. Then you put it into this teardrop loop there that's closest to the swivel, reach through, bring it back through the loop. See how I formed the knot there before I tie it? See that? Right, good work. Hit that. Little bit of saliva there to lubricate the knot. Nice work. So, excuse me. Now what I'm going to do is get some 15-pound line, and I'm just going to do a little loop, and I'll show you how to fish soft plastics, which is much the same way as fishing. Yeah, good, Bam. Yourself, mate? We've had no bite on that bait under that tree over there, so I'm going to surmise that there is no fish in that area. So, what we're going to do is you want to run with about, I don't know, 40 centimetres of mono. This isn't fluorocarbon, people. You don't need it. This is the same leader that I just used to get the Bream over there, okay? All right, now, we're going to shift this because we're not being productive. So, I haven't heard any boats coming through, which is good. Okay, great. Now, come on, bud. Come on, mate. So what we've done here, right, is we fished this short range here, this short range in there. We've got a fish here, nothing here. I know there's snags across the river. I haven't heard a boat, so let's see if we can go across the river now. Right, we'll leave that there. That's not heavy enough sinker. So what I'm going to do is just do one cast. I'll get the soft plastic set up, and then I'm going to put a different sinker on. You got to remember, all your fishing tackle is your tools that you use. So I know that that's not far enough across the river there to, you know, catch a fish. We may fluke one. So that's as far as I can cast with that sinker. So I just need to put a bigger sinker on this rig to catch fish, okay? So you just think of your fishing tackle as tools of the trade, And what you do is you modify the tools of the trade. It's like if you're going to drill, you know, a hole into, say, masonry, you use a masonry bit, not just a drill bit, you know what I mean? So you've just got to use the right tools for the job, if you know where I'm coming from. So let's get this soft plastic set up, and then what we'll do is we'll get the other stuff set up. Just chuck that there, like that. We do know that there's fish out here though today, so it's all good. Now let's go here. There's some 15-pound line. Let me show you how to join this. Johnny Fave, how are you, bud? Stark, how are you, mate? Momika, what's going? Zendobri, Bratchko. Whoa! Did we get a raid? Oh, brother Guccio, I'm guessing. Yeah? Was that brother Guccio? Oh, Zendobri from Guccio. Zendobri, everyone. Guccio is my Polish brother. Okay? Thank you very much for coming into the stream. A big thank you to Guccio. Flooding again, Stark. Really? That's not good, mate. We're lucky in WA. Last time we had floods was the 50s. Rightio. So, I'm going to show you the best knot for Brother Guccio. Spolati, mate. Zendobri. I hope you're well. Okay. And thank you very much for the support, mate. I really appreciate it. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to the stream. My name's Jim. This is Australis TV. Okay. Is it really, Stark? That's not good. Yeah, give Guccio a follow. He's a good guy, people. And look, everyone that's in the stream, can you please go across and subscribe for free on the YouTube channel? Right. Okay. And also, we have a new channel on Twitch. That's Australis TV. Okay. So if you can just go across there, all right, and give the Australis TV channel a follow, that'll be great. And it'll be there to benefit everyone a little bit later on. Now, what we have here is a weedless soft plastic formation, okay? This colour is called motor oil. Motor oil is one of your better colours in the rivers because there's a little bit of luminescent in it. Very, very good colour for mulloway as well. But like anything, you've got to figure out what works on the day, you know? All right? Now, for your correct loop knot, first thing you got to do is tie in a little granny knot. Hang on. We're probably not going to register like that. Okay. So first thing you've got to do is tie in a little granny knot, okay, like so. Right. Canungra, how are you, bud? Then what you do, put that through the eye of your soft plastic, back through here. Okay, get that as close to the granny knot as possible. Then what you do is you put that through the middle of the granny knot like that. Get that in fairly close because when you tie the knot, welcome, mate. When you tie the knot, what it'll do is it'll like stretch out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just the improved clinch knot that I did before. Back through the circle there in the middle. Bring that through. Now, your knot will want to try and tick over like that, okay? But what you've got to do, when you do this, the people make the mistake with these loop knots. They'll pull this down towards the lure. Don't do that. Pull it up towards the knot like this. So watch. And then what will happen is that'll lock in like so. And what you'll have is you'll have a beautiful little loop like that, okay? And that's the best way to fish. Yeah, it's the lefty's loop. Lefty originally. Right, so now, see how we didn't cast far enough across the river to hook a fish, people? Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to change our rig now. Hang on. Hey, Bam, we got a really good fish before, mate. All right. Now, let me show you how we're going to modify this rig to now start catching fish, okay? It's not that difficult. You don't want to make it too hard, right? So, what's going to happen is, okay, is don't change the rig. All you're going to do is put on a bigger sinker. It's not that difficult, people. See, this one's about 1.5 times bigger. So, remember, with your rigs and that sort of stuff, okay, these are the tools of the trade. Just think of yourselves as tradesmen, right? Trying to, modify your gear to catch a fish. So, we'll put the bigger sinker on, which means we'll cast further, right? This bead is going to protect the knot to the swivel like so, right? Bring that in here like so. Beautiful. And now what we're going to do is just another improved clinch knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to allow us to cast a lot further and reach the snags across the other side. Like so. Beautiful. Like so. There we go. I've still got the same bait on there. Right. Like this. Lovely. Now, is that a boat? I hope not. No, that's a plane, even better. So all I've done, I've got exactly the same leader, hook, bait, everything. Right. And all that's going to happen is, because I've increased the size of the sinker, watch how much further we're going to cast. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and cast to this spot here in the water. Watch this on the screen, okay? Rubbish. Right. That's the one. That's the cast. So what's going to happen is, this is going to be working on this side. Then we'll get the soft plastics and we'll fish on this side here so we're not overlapping, okay? Big difference. Yeah, I never said that, Tipsy. Come on, mate. And look, a big hello to everyone that's come across from Guccio Stream. Thank you for the support. That wasn't straight away, was it? Got to remember, mate, doesn't matter how professional you are, we're always human, you know? Actually, right. Where are we going to put this bugger? I think next time I'll bring my riverbank holder, I think. Was that a hit? Oh, you cheeky bugger, you missed the hook. Come on. There we go, nice. Okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Ah, there we go. Sit that there. You know what we'll do? Let's just chuck this here. Hang on, people. Let's bring that in here like so. Oh, no. We don't want that. That's it. There we go. All right, stay there. Okay, good work. Nisai, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Oops. You've got to be famous to go to Brazil, mate. I'm not famous. Now, soft plastics. Cast it out, okay? Let it sink to the bottom. I'm going to get you to look at that over my left shoulder, right? Now, what will happen is, as the soft plastic's sinking, that's only a 5 gram soft plastic head jig head there. Now, see how the lines stop moving? We know it's on the bottom. So, you got to get it moving and let it stay on the bottom again. I've got one eye on the soft plastic line and the other one on this. As it gets closer to the edge of the shore, bring the rod tip in at a flatter angle, okay? Because what will happen is the soft plastic will go to the bottom head first like that, and the tail will just spin round. If you lift it up, it'll come out of the water when it's closer to you, all right? Now, when the website opens up, people, we're going to have a complete range of soft plastics, okay? And they'll be the most affordable prices in Australia, I promise you. Yeah, see how that came out of the water then? Right. That's a little bit too long a leader. Let's just modify that. Uh, 12. Hawkster, basically what we get, we don't get the flathead that they have on the east coast of Australia. All we really get in here are mulloway and bream, okay? That's all we get. And bull sharks. I'm just going to shorten the distance. About 40 is good. Fishing's a great way to relax, people. Don't make the mistake of turning it into a competition. All right? Yeah, about 30 hours. Nisai, hola, amigo. Hola. Oh, Nisai, don't worry about that, mate. I'm good. Okay, it's not that hot here, but it's only about 15 degrees Celsius. We only get worried in Australia when it hits 40, you know. So addict tackle. Whoops. Come on, bud. Australia is one of the few countries in the world that still casts right-handed and retrieves right-handed, okay? Let me show you why. Beer 30, welcome, mate. How are you? So, when you cast right-handed, right, and you retrieve right-handed, okay, you've got to always swap your hand over. Look, okay? So if I cast right-handed, that's sinking. I turn over, I start winding right-handed. A lot of times, a lot of fish will hit your soft plastics as they're dropping or your lures, okay? So when I was younger, as soon as I went to right-hand cast, left-hand retrieve, my catch rate went up about 20%, okay? And I've always stayed that way. Now, if you're a left-handed caster, different story. If you cast left-handed, well, you retrieve right-handed. That's a better mechanics, you know? Now, let's just go over here. Right. Oh, do you, beer? Oh, yeah. All right, let's go here. Righto. What we're going to do is a couple of short-range casts in here with this soft plastic near this snag. Right. Come on. I'm going to show you some advanced freshwater fishing techniques a bit later, people, but I'm going to see if I can get the Starlink going and do it live, you know. And this is a pretty smart way to fish because we've got a bait in the water and then we're just using a soft plastic while we've got the bait in the water. So we're going to have some chance of catching fish, you know. All right, I'm going to fish this deep section now, so I'm just going to let this sink. I'm going to give it 10 or 15 seconds to end up on the muck in the water, you know, on the bottom. And what you've got to do is you've got to work the soft plastic so you feel the tail vibrating, you know. Now, just give me a second. I've had, this is the third cast and I'll just come back to chat in a second. With your soft plastic rods, people, this is an get out of there. This is an Abu Veritas rod. They're only about 160 bucks. And I bought this with my other, oh, hello, what were you there? With this little pen reel. Some of your soft plastic rods can end up around the $1,000 mark. It's quite expensive bracket. Castro, how are you, bud? Firebird, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so basically this is just a Veritas tournament edition. It's just a 7'2" one piece, 1 to 3 kilo line, 2 to 8 gram lures, but I fish 20-pound braid through this. That's just a Penn Battle 3, a little 2,500 to 3,000 is a good size. And you can use your hard-bodied lures with this same rig. Spelsling, how are you, bud? Let's try that. I don't want to get too much on there. Okay. All right, let's go. Straight over the line. Great. Come on. Okay, I think I'm just to the right of that line, I hope. All right, let's just check this bait and see if we need to replace it. I think I can hear a jet ski. Hang on. That's not good. No, something has had a nibble at that. Let's go again. Oh, that's good. Right in there is pretty good. Leave that rod working. Yeah, I'd like to go to Gilderton at some stage this year, people. Hey, Joshy Sanders, congratulations, mate. Oh, Canungra, fair way, actually. So, you know, yeah. Firebird, we've already caught one, bud. Welcome, Firebird, another first-time chatter in the stream, people. All right. Now, let me just try something here. MXT, how are you, bud? What's going on? No, it's not working. Bugger. MXT, welcome, bud. Do you, Cal? Okay, well, that's the right way to do it, you know? Casting left-handed, retrieving right-hand is a really good way to do it. All right, so that giveaway's not working. We'll sort that out. All right, people, so what a... Sugar. It's meant to be 8 knots through here, mate. Well, there goes our long-range casting out the way. we're going to have to go back to short range casting. Now, people, see how these waves are coming through here? Right, this is good. This will stir the river up, right, and it'll bring the fish in. Hopefully he doesn't come back too quickly. That should be on the money there. Yeah, it's 8 knots through the river, people. And if you're going through a waterway that you haven't been on before, don't make the mistake of trying to belt through it flat out because you don't know what you're going to hit, you know? Going well, MXT. How are you, bud? Now, see here what this has done. This has stirred up everything down in close. Can you see down here, people, where you've got all this silt and that going back to the river? Right. What I might do is I'm going to put a hard-bodied lure on. I don't think the conditions are too good here for soft plastic, so let's just see how we go, eh? Hey, Roy, how are you, bud? Is this live? Yes, Ray. Or Roy, sorry. As always. What we'll be doing in the kayak, people, is we'll be taking out these little squid soft plastics, right, and seeing if we can nail a big snapper on them, you know, or a jewfish. You'd be surprised what jewies will hit, you know. Well, look, we've got a bit of river craft, people. Last thing I want to do is have someone come past and get their outboard stuck, you know what I mean? Which is what happens. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen fishing line that's been wrapped around a prop. It's a bit of a nightmare. So let's go in close with our fishing now. Look at how much silt is going through the water, people. That is really good right there. Lovely, absolutely lovely cast. There we go. Right, that's in there. Nice work. Let's go and get a hard-bodied lure. Now, this lure box here has about $300. This salt shaker, how are you, bud? Actually, that's what we can do. We can try a few of these eco shrimps or the eco gear. That's a good idea. So, people, if you need to cast a fairly long way, how do you decide on your fishing spot for bream? Well, geez, what you've got to do, just got to find structure. I know that there's structure just down here. So what I've done is I've cast about 50 centimetres away from the structure. And then what I'm doing is I'm just casting far enough away so the bait can swing towards the structure. You very rarely catch fish out in the open, right? Unless you're trolling and that sort of stuff. So what you've got to do, try and cast as close as you can to the structure without hitting it, you know? Now, let's get that here. We'll try one of these. Yesterday when we were fishing, here's another boat. thought you were from Brazil, Nisai. See that there? Yesterday we hooked a fish and it bent the hook out there. Look at that. Oh, right, now. Excellent. These are a very good lure for whiting, people. Ah, Hawaii, eh? Now, people, what I've got to do is I've got to go off and just fine tweak this new app that we're using. So what is it now? 1 hour and 26 minutes. We'll see what's going on. All right. So. Okay. Now, with these Eco Gear shrimps and that sort of stuff, as I call them, right, these are the ZX35s. What you've got to do... Oh, Brisbane and Port Adelaide. Oh, nice one. Chaos Squad, how are you, bud? So see that there? Right. What you've got to do is you've got to try and retrieve these so you feel the lure working on the end of the line. These are a dynamite lure for whiting. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a lot more of these off the beach, okay? When you're on the beach and you find that whiting won't hit your baits, you use these and they can't help themselves. And they cast like absolute rockets. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the microphone on the rod, right? You should be able to hear the lure vibrating in the water. That's why they call them vibes, because they'll vibrate in the water, see? Okay? Can you hear that on the rod? That's the lure working on the end of the line. So what you want to do, just a couple of little pumps with the rod tip, and then you just let it drop back down to the bottom there. Did you all hear that? Did you all hear that coming through the vibration on the graphite rod there or not? All right, let's go again. And if you're fishing for King George and yellowfin, these are a really good lure to use. But in this river, I haven't caught a whiting for a very long time, people. It's just bream. I don't think this river's in the best condition, but anyway, it is what it is. You can only work with what you've got, you know. That's a very good cast. Just going to let that sink down the bottom. It's a good way to fish, people. Like I said, we've got the bait out there working. We've got one fish today. It's early season, so we don't know what's going on with the waterway. There was another big fish kill here again, though. Beautiful. And I mean, I'm casting 3/4 of the way across the river here with like a 35 mil lure. These rods and reels and that. You've got to use braid with soft plastics, fam. If you use monofilament, you won't be able to cast anywhere nearly as far, right? You won't be able to set your hooks in the fish as well. You've got to have that direct contact with your lure as I have here, see? All right? And what I'll do is I'll do another little video doing the technical stuff with soft plastics and all your other gear so you can go off and do it yourself. Oh, good. Okay, we're going to bring this past the snag where we've got the bait. So let's see if there's something in there that wants to have a crack at this lure. Some days bait works, other days soft plastic works, other days crankbaits will work, then other days, you know, your hard-bodied lures in other variations would work, you know. So you've just got to figure out what's working on the day, and the only way you do that is bring a variety of different lures down, right? And when you've got the variety of different lures, then you just keep going through the colours and the type of lures until you find what works. And I mean, even boat fishing out deep is like that. You know, some days you'll catch more fish on soft plastics than you will on bait. Then other days they won't go near the soft plastics. They'll just hit bait, you know. But that's up to you to figure out. Sometimes when you fish for bream with soft plastics or lures, you'll see a whole heap of bream swim up behind your lure. Retrieve it a couple of times and then stop your lure dead, and usually one bream will swim out and hit your lure, okay? One, two, three, four, five, boom, let's go. There we go. Hakan, guten Morgen. Johnny, yeah, we got one fish, but it's been a bit quiet, you know, now. Excuse me for a second. Oh, God. How are you, Hakan? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, excuse me for a second. And a big thank you to everyone that's watching on YouTube. Don't forget to click that like button, okay? Now, Right, how have we been going? Excellent. We've gone for an hour and 35 without any interference or trouble, which is really good. Thank you, Hakan. We got one fish, 41 centimetres, which was pretty good. But we've let that go like we do all our fish. And it's actually quietened off a fair bit. So what I might do is I might actually call it a day with the stream. We're testing a new app called StreamYard. This allows us to stream to 2 channels simultaneously. So now that's interesting. I wonder if I could stream to 3. That's very interesting. We'll have to look at that, I think. So, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, not too bad, Hakan. You do usually get bigger bream this time of year, but more towards September, you know? Rightio, let's have a bit more of a muck around. We'll give it another 5 or 10 and see how we go. We've still got a bait in the water. We've got to let that do its thing. Oh, here comes this wind, fam. All right. It was a beautifully conditioned and clean fish, you know. Ooh. The good thing too with lures is a really good visual way of fishing. You can cast your lure out and see fish swimming behind it. And it's sort of, it helps you out as an angler with your skill set as well. And you know you're doing something right, you know. Lovely. That's good. That's on the money there. Years ago when we didn't have braid and lures like this, you would never have ever thought to be able to cast these distances and fish so much of the rivers, you know. Well, that looks like it's going to be about the only fish we're going to get today, people. It's been very quiet since that first fish. Usually with bream, early morning's really good. Bream go quite dormant at night. When you go along in a boat, you'll see a bream in the water. You can hit it with your rod tip and it'll only move then, you know. So first thing in the morning when they've woken up from their sleep, that's when they're usually hungriest. You'll catch them around lights and all that sort of stuff, but black bream, predominantly you've got to have daylight for them to be active. And first bit of sunlight that hits the water or that first morning glow with the sunrise, that's when they're pretty active. It's like breakfast, you know, everybody's hungry when they wake up. Oh. Rightio. I think that had a fish behind it, people. Let's go again. I'm pretty sure I saw a fish up behind this lure. Nice. Right, just going to let that sink to the bottom. This is the good thing about using these vibe lures. You can cover long distances and they send out a really good signal in the water to fish, you know. And the good thing about them is they always hang out on the bottom because they're so heavy. Oh, all right, people. Let's just put this away for now. Great. These are razor sharp, these hooks on these lures. Come on, bud. There we go. All right, there we go. Vinny Boston, how are you, bud? Yeah, we do, Colt, but we'll sort that out, mate. And got to be above 40 to be warm, Colt. Okay? All right, people, let's just see what's happening here. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in today. Let me just see what's going on. All right, people, I'm just going to throw out a raid. Stay safe and stay well. Have a lovely day. Thanks for tuning in. We tested out our new StreamYard app today. What I'm going to do is throw a raid out to someone. Please go and subscribe for free on our YouTube channel. Right. Okay. Let's go and give Pestily a raid. Okay. Stay safe, stay well, be the best person you can be every day. Thank you very, very much. The bod for this stream today is on our YouTube channel. So please go across there and say hello, okay? Bye for now. Here. See you, Zed. See you, Vinny.